Ellie, you want to go off campus for lunch today?
I don't know, Jill Dog. I think I'm gonna go to Miss Pig's for lunch today.
Oh, dang. Man, what happened? We used to always go off campus for lunch.
I don't know. I feel like upperclassmen still go off campus. I don't think there's a real difference between if people of different grades go off campus for lunch or not.
Yeah, but I feel like freshmen are always going off second semester because it's their first time that they actually can. And then it kind of dies down at the end, like in senior year.
Huh, I wonder.
Well, we're taking AP Stats right now, so maybe we could...
Run a chi-squared test for independence?
Let's do it.
The next day.
Alright guys, how should we do this?
Okay, so I got a list of all of the advisories by grade, right? So what we should do is we should take the advisories by grade and take 5 from each grade. So, yeah. And then we can randomly select 5 from each grade.
So out of like 12 freshman advisories, for example, we just label them 1 through 12 and then randomly allocate in our calculator?
Yeah, exactly.
Just choose 5. Okay.
Exactly.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Cool, and that way it's a simple random sample, even though it's a cluster sample, which is one of the 3 assumptions that you need for a chi-squared test of independence.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
So we do it for each grade and we're good.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, let's go, team.
Go team.
Tomorrow.
Alright guys, we got all our data. What do our observed results look like?
Well, we found that for each grade, the majority of students go off either 5 or 3 times per week. And the fewest number of times going off campus for lunch each week is 4.
Oh, cool. So we can do our test now, right?
No, silly. First we have to make sure the assumptions are met. And to do that, we need to find our expected counts.
Ooh. Well, how do we do that?
Using a calculator.
We'll show you.
You're right.
Wait, so what about our assumptions?
Well, our first assumption is that 80% of our expected counts have to be greater than 5, which is true because our smallest expected count is 9. And then our second assumption is that all of our expected counts have to be greater than 1, which, like I just said, our smallest expected value is 9, so that's greater than 1.
True. And then our data has to come from an SRS too.
Yeah, and we already got that.
We did that, so we're perfect. So what are we actually testing here?
Okay, so we have this thing called a null hypothesis, and our null hypothesis is that there's no association between off-campus lunch frequency and grade level. And then we have an alternate hypothesis, which is that there is an association between those 2 things.
All right, for sure. Sounds good.
Heck yeah. All right, so we put our observed data into a 6x4 matrix. The rows go by grade level. Here's 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And the columns go downwards by the number of times per week the students go off campus for lunch. This first column is 0 times, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times per week. So after we put our data into matrix A, we press Stat, Tests, scroll down to a chi-squared test, observed A, expected B, calculate. We'll use this later. Now we go back into matrices, click on matrix B, enter, and here are our expected values. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So after we performed our chi-squared test, we got a chi-squared value of 10.64 and a p-value of 0.7776 with degrees of freedom at 15.
So since our p-value is greater than any alpha level we would use, like for example 0.05, we would fail to reject H0 because there's not statistically significant evidence to conclude that there is an association between off-campus lunch frequency and grade level.
Dude, what does that even mean?
So basically, we can conclude that there is no association between grade level and off-campus lunch frequency.
Huh.
The more you know.
Tomorrow for sure.
So, what did we learn from this?
We learned that during second semester, at any grade level, there are people who go off campus and there are people who don't go off campus. Doesn't matter what grade they're in.
No, but why only second semester?
Well, freshmen can't go off for a semester, so that would like skew our results.
You're right.
You know, I'd always wondered if freshmen go off more during second semester compared to seniors or other grade levels. I thought they did. But now I guess we know that they don't. It's all the same.